answer the phone and she's like, "Hey Barbara, this is Shirley." Get that bread, get that. Then leave. Peace out. I don't know what he had me saved under his phone. Pizza Hut. What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ebony. If you are new here, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. I got everything you're looking for on this channel, and after this story time, you're definitely gonna want to subscribe because this is just the first of many. This is just the first of many. So I did a poll on my story. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram. The link gonna be right here somewhere. You know, all of that. But make sure y'all follow me on Instagram and add me on Snapchat. But I did a poll and I asked y'all if y'all wanted a hair tutorial or a juicy story time. And the juicy story time won by a landslide. Y'all in my business. But listen, so I'm gonna do this story time for y'all today. Don't mind me, I'm recording in the bathroom because my man is playing his game, and if y'all know men in their game, they get into it. Okay, we at a hotel and I wasn't able to just like set up in a filming room and record, so I'm in the bathroom. Hopefully it don't have too much of an echo. I'm not gonna drag y'all along. Let's just get right into the story. And now I'm gonna preface this story by saying that I was much younger when this happened. I am so much more mature than this now, but at the time I was younger and it was what it was. There are two people in this story. It is the guy who I used to date. I don't have no exes, so I'm gonna just say the guy that I used to date. And I'm not gonna say when this was because I feel like people from my city gonna be able to identify who is who. So there's the guy and then there is his girlfriend. So the guy, we're gonna name him Benjamin. I feel like Benjamin is like, who knows somebody named Benjamin? Okay, let's do Benjamin. So his name is Benjamin and her name is Erica. Okay, Benjamin and Erica. I don't know where that just came from. Benjamin and Erica. Okay, those are the two people. That's the boyfriend, her boyfriend, and the girlfriend. Okay, so me and Benjamin used to have a thing, like a real thing, but like I said, I don't have no exes. So we used to have a thing or whatever, and our relationship parted ways. Very nice, very cordial. It wasn't like a big fallout. We didn't hate each other. It was like no big deal. So after we broke up, we remained friends, and like he went on to get in like many relationships and I went on to date guys or whatever after that. So like I said, we remained friends, and so we was like always friends. I don't know if everybody knew we was friends because I feel like, I don't know if his girlfriends would have ever been okay with us being friends, but we were always friends. Like, I would call him for advice. He would call me for advice. If he was having a bad day, he used to be like, "I'm finna call you, I need you to make me laugh," and I would do the same, and we would just really just stay connected that way. He had went on to get a couple of girlfriends, and then this girl was like, I want to say like his like serious girlfriend. After all of the girlfriends, I think this was like the serious girlfriend. So he got into this relationship with her, and we were still friends. We would go like periods of time without talking, but it wasn't ever really just too long. After a while of being in this relationship, he would start calling me like, "Man, Ebony, like, I need to talk to you. This is going really bad. I'm unhappy. I'm miserable. She's a nagger. She does this. She does that." Y'all know things dudes say. And I don't know why dudes say these things to other people other than their girlfriend. If you're in a relationship, keep this stuff to yourself. Nobody want to hear all that. But anyway, we was friends. So like I said, we confided in each other. And he would just be telling me like, "I'm miserable. I'm unhappy. I'm not feeling it. Like, I don't know what to do. I love her, but like, this is getting hard. This is getting hard." So I was like, you know, y'all gonna have to work things out. I was literally giving him real genuine advice. He had been telling me this, y'all, for months and months and months and months and months. So we were I'm gonna say this, we was already out of high school. I feel like everybody in Springfield knew somebody that played on a basketball team, whether it was Lanphier, Southeast, or any of the other high schools. So in my hometown, even when we was out of high school, we would still go to basketball games. It would just be like something to do because the city is there's nothing to do there. So this specific night, we had went to a basketball game, and it was like everybody there. So this is where Erica kind of enters the story. I mean, this whole time, this is the girlfriend, but Erica was at this game, and I don't know if she had already maybe knew that me and Benjamin had been talking, but she was like, giving me looks this game and like really just like kind of like trying to really make her presence known. You know what that feels like when somebody just like really just want to be seen and you can like feel it, like, all right, you want to be seen, I see you. You're Benjamin's girlfriend, I know that, like, y'all are public, it's okay, you don't gotta prove nothing. So this particular game, she was like coming around shaking hands with everybody that I knew. She was giving hugs, kissing babies, and doing the most, and I was just like, girl, I was like, girl, like, why you want to be seen? But I was like, whatever, no big deal. She want me to know her presence. I'm assuming she knows that me and Benjamin are friends. So, you know, she kind of want to make it known like I'm the girlfriend, and that was perfectly fine because, like I said, we had a real genuine friendship. As the game ends, y'all know everybody kind of floods from the bleachers down to the floor. Everybody's just like in crowds, and I'm walking this way and she's walking that way, and we cross paths, but like not really cross paths, like she's here and I'm there, and it wasn't even like a thing where we was even really like by each other. Now keep that in mind for this next part of the story, okay? Maybe an hour after being home, I don't know if Benjamin got by himself on purpose or if him and Erica split ways, but Benjamin had called me and he was like, yeah, what you doing? I'm like, nothing, I'm at home. And he was like, oh, why Erica tell me that you pushed her, that you bumped into her at the game tonight? And I was like, I genuinely can't think of any reason why she would tell you that, because I didn't push her, I didn't bump into her, we wasn't even by each other like that. Like, what? Like, what? So I'm like, okay, this bitch is weird and she's a liar. Okay, so I'm like, that didn't happen. Like, that sounds crazy. And he was like, I thought so. He was like, I'm like, Ebony would have no reason to push Erica. Like, why would she do that? That doesn't make any sense. I'm like, exactly. Anyway, boom, we get off the phone. So a little bit later, now me and Erica were following each other on Instagram because there was never any beef. We was following each other on Instagram, and she had DM'd me like, hey, you know, what's your phone number? I need to talk to you. And I'm like, immediately, I feel like I almost knew what this was about because she'd been being weird this whole day. So I was like, yeah, here go my number, call me, because at this point I can figure out why she's lying on me. So I'm ready to talk about it. I'm ready to, you know what I'm saying? So I tell her, go ahead and call me, here goes my number, and whatever. So I'm with my best friend, and I'm talking to my sister on the phone, on my best friend's phone, and I'm talking to my best friend, and I'm in my best friend's room, and I was like, she about to call me or whatever, like, you know, I'm finna let this bitch have it. Like, why are you lying on me? Why would you say that I hit you? Why would you say I pushed you or bumped into you? Like, creating unnecessary static. Like, we don't even do all that. So I was like, you know, I'm finna check her, I'm finna let her know, like, but your man calls my phone, like, we was just cool, but like, you overdoing this. This is everything I'm planning to say, y'all. When I tell y'all, the phone starts ringing and I answer the phone. I answer the phone and she's like, hey Barbara, this is Shirley. I'm just like, but no, she was like, yeah, you know, I just wanted to know if you and Benjamin been talking, because I've been, you know, kind of like seeing little things, finding out little things, and I'm, you know, figuring out that y'all been talking. So I just want to hear from you, like, have y'all been talking? And I'm like, if you've been hearing little things and seeing little things, then like, you already know the answer to that question. But I don't know why girls do this, why we just need this clarification from a woman. But I'm like, you know, yeah, we cool or whatever, like, you know, but she sounded so sad on the phone. So I instantly get the guilt trip. I instantly start feeling bad for her, because I'm like, we really are just friends, y'all. No sexual activity at this time. I was like, yeah, you know, we're not messing around, it's nothing like that, but we do communicate from time to time. You know, that's my friend, that's my homie. Like, if you're not okay with that, definitely let him know to cut things off with me. I'm, you know, fine with that, because I'm a woman and I respect it. Everything that I said I was about to say to her, literally, y'all, went out of the window, and I didn't say any of that stuff because she just really sounded like a sad puppy dog on the phone, and I was just like, okay, whatever. But I'm mad. Throughout the conversation, I feel like she kind of started saying like some little slick things, like throwing a little bit of shade, and I was getting irritated. So I was like, but yeah, so like, while we're here, while we're talking, why did you tell Benjamin that I pushed you at the game tonight? And like, she went dead silent, dead quiet. And I was like, yeah, like, why would you say that? Why would you say that? She was like, oh, so y'all have been talking. Like, she was getting a little bit of rah-rah to her. And I was like, yeah, obviously. The only way for me to know that you told him that I pushed you is for him to tell me. I'm like, yeah, he just called me. He just called me. So, like, now you want to throw a little shade? Let's throw shade, sis. So I'm like, yeah, he just called me or whatever. Like, why would you say that? That's a lie. You trying to make yourself look like some kind of, you know, victim or something so he could leave me alone? Like, oh, your friend pushed me. Like, how could y'all be friends? I'm like, what was your agenda on that? So after that, y'all, I was like, okay, you know what, this girl is irritating. And she was steady making slick posts after that, y'all. We got off the phone. Everything was everything. After that, like I said, we followed each other on Instagram, y'all. After that, it was so many subliminal posts being made, so much shade being thrown on Instagram at the time. Like, just every little post was just like, girl, I know this is for me. Like, I know this is for me. So, y'all, at this point, I got a little reckless. Now, this is where the story really starts to get a little juicy. So, at this point, I got a little bit reckless. I was like, you know, girl, we was really just friends, but now you irritated me. And young, crazy, silly, dumb Ebony was like, now I'm gonna make you feel me. Like, I'm gonna make you feel me. He would make his little passes and stuff sometimes, but like, I will always reject it. But we was really just friends. And so like I said, it wasn't nothing where he would just try to force it or push it. I would just like laugh at it, push it under the table. We went maybe like a week without talking, and I was like, okay, cool. He trying to do the right thing by his girl. I respect it. So we wasn't really talking, and then a little bit of time passed, and I was like, he's gonna call. He's gonna call. Like, maybe he's on a little leash right now. Maybe she walking him like a dog. Maybe they beefing about this whole basketball game and me pushing her and everything else. So I was like, I'm gonna just leave it alone. But I'm like, he's gonna call. That's one thing about it. He's gonna call. A little bit of time goes by, and like I said, he calls. So at this point, you know, I'm still a little big in the chest or whatever. I'm like, yeah, what's up? What you doing? Cool. You know how females do when you're a little bit extra and you're trying to like see what the temperature is, you're trying to read the room. So I was like, yeah, like, you just always be too busy for me or whatever. Like, mind you, we never seen each other like before this. We wasn't linking up or nothing, but I'm like, at this point, let's go full force. Let's get this thing popping, and she wants to play. So I was like, yeah, you always just too busy for me or whatever. And he was like, what you mean too busy? I'm like, yeah, you just be too busy. So this particular night, I don't know what was going on, but he had told me like, well, I'm gonna be drinking with my family later, but like after I get done drinking, like, can I come and see you? And I was like, yeah, cool. Me and my best friend had just recently moved at this time, so he had never been to this place. I was like, I'm going to send you the Addy, but tell me when you get done drinking, because I'm not just going to text you my address. He goes to hang out, and he just kept texting me like throughout the night. Like, yeah, like, you still up? Like, yeah, like, I'm coming to see you. Like, I was serious. I'm not playing. I'm really coming, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, all right. It gets a little bit later, like 11:45, 12 o'clock, and he calls me. He's like, yeah, I'm almost done drinking. And I'm like, okay, well, how drunk are you? Because if you're gonna drive over here, I don't want you to be too messed up. And he was like, no, I'm not that bad or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. So we get off the phone. I text him the address, and he actually had text like, send me the address, like a reminder. Like, as soon as we hung up the phone, I'm like, okay, I sent him the address. I had made him wait outside for a little bit or whatever, and then I was like, yeah, this is the house. He comes to the door. My best friend is in the living room watching TV or whatever, and I'm like, you know, they know each other already, so it's like, you know, whatever, cool, boom, boom, boom. So we go upstairs to my room. We in there, we talking, getting an update. I'm like, oh, where you been? Like, you know, I ain't talked to you in like a week or whatever. Like, you know, he like, yeah, you know what was going on. Like, she been tripping, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, that's what I thought. So like, I didn't text him because I'm like, he's obviously gonna reach out, and I never wanted to even be the one to be like, oh, texting you and she replies, or I call you and she answers. So I just didn't even bother. But after we got done talking or whatever, you know, we kind of got to rapping, and that's how it happened. And yeah, he was trying to like stay longer, and I was like, nah, like, you gotta go. Get that bread, get that. Then leave, peace out. No, I'm just playing. But I was like, yeah, like, nah, you can't stay here. That, like, you got a girlfriend, you gotta go home. I don't know if she at home or what y'all got going on, but you can't stay here. And so he ends up pulling out. I'm like, okay, you're not too drunk, cool. He left. Then comes our second encounter. That was pretty late at night. Like I said, he didn't come until like freaking 12:30 or 1 o'clock, and he didn't leave until like obviously a little bit later. So the next morning I am like dead sleep, y'all. When I say dead sleep, I was dead sleep. And he really, listen, let me tell y'all. So my phone is ringing in the bed, it's vibrating, it's vibrating, it's vibrating, and I look at it and it's a FaceTime from him. So I'm like, you know, try to get a little cute real quick on the FaceTime. So I answer it. I'm like, hello. When I tell y'all, it was like, it all happened so fast. Like, it all happened so fast. So I answer the FaceTime. I'm like, hello. He's like, come on now, man. This is what I hear in the background, y'all. Now, mind you, I am waking out of my sleep. If you know me, you know when I wake out of my sleep, I am delirious for at least 5 to 10 minutes. Like, literally, like, eyes half open, can't really think or respond or function. But I was answering the FaceTime because it was him and he was here last night. And it's like, whatever, like, you know. So, he like, man, hang up the phone, like, bitch, you tripping, like, come on now, da, da. And all you see is just like this, like, you just see the phone just tussling around and they fighting over the phone. And I'm like, it clicks to me, y'all. Literally, like I said, I was delirious and I was just like, oh my God. I was like, it's her, y'all. So boom, I instantly hang up. I had to do the hanging up because them two are on the other end, literally like fighting over the phone, and I can't see them, but you can just see like the motions of like that's what's going on. So I was like, this bitch just FaceTime me from his phone. Hey Barbara, this is Shirley. I was just like, no, like, you don't do that. I don't know, like, it just, I was just so blown away, y'all. So tell me why I hung up the phone call from him, and I seen a text message from him. At the time, I'm not knowing if she went through the phone and seen our text messages or if they do routine phone checks or whatever the case may be, but I had a text message from him maybe like 10 minutes earlier. So if they called at 8, this text message was like at 7:50, and he was like, if you get a call or a text from me, don't respond or don't answer, that's Shorty. And I was like, y'all, I blew up his spot. I blew up his spot, y'all. I'm trying to answer the FaceTime thinking I'm doing something, girl, y'all. And he had already texted me, like, if you get a call or text from me, don't answer because it's her. And I was like, it's 8 in the morning. Like, I didn't see that. I did not see that. Otherwise, I would have really never answered the FaceTime because, like, I don't got time for that. And I don't know what he had me saved under in his phone. Pizza Hut. I don't know what he had me saved under in his phone. But I was just like, clearly she didn't know who it was because she's trying to figure out who it was. That whole thing happened, and I seen a text message and my mouth was on the floor because I was like, I really wouldn't have answered if I knew that that's what was going on. So a little bit later, maybe like an hour or two later, he calls and I don't answer because I'm like, I don't know what's going on the other end of this phone. Is this you? Is it her? Is it your mom, your aunt, your uncle? Like, who is it this time? So I didn't answer the phone call. He texted me like, it's me. Call me back. And I'm like, you call me. And I don't know why that was gonna like make it proof that it was him or not. But I'm like, you call me. So he called and I answered and I sat on the phone for a second. I'm like, ... And he like, Ebony. I'm like, okay, what's up? I'm like, what's up? Like, what was that about? Like, I used to tell him, don't be lying and cheating on this girl, and don't be irresponsible. Like, if you're gonna be doing her dirty, don't be getting caught, because like girls getting their feelings hurt, seeing things in the phone, all of that stuff. Like, nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. If you are gonna be doing your dirt, like, be clean about it. Like, be respectful and don't, like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody likes when a girl can come to them about their nigga. Like, I don't ever want to have a hey Barbara, this is Shirley conversation. Like, period. I was like, yeah, what was that about? Like, why would she be calling me and everything? He was like, I had text you. He was like, you did that on purpose. He wasn't like yelling and mad. I don't know why I have that voice, but he was like, I text you first. Like, why would you answer the phone still? I was like, I was literally asleep. I said, even when you FaceTime me, I was still asleep. I didn't know that it was her calling. Like, if I would have seen your message, obviously I would have just never answered. So he was like, yeah, like I had text you because I knew she was gonna be going through the phone or whatever. He was like, she went through the phone and saw me telling you to send the address and you sending the address, and he had, I guess, deleted all of the previous messages because we text like all the time. I'm assuming he did like a routine delete out of his phone. So he deleted all of our messages, and the last messages was the ones of him saying send me the address and me sending the address after we had already got off the phone. So he said she had seen that, and she was trying to figure out who it was, and he was like, you know, he was telling her it was somebody else. She was like, well, let me see, let me FaceTime them, let me call them, let me see who it is. And he was like, okay, cool, you can call them. So like, he's feeling confident because he has already texted me and said don't answer the phone, that I'm not gonna answer. So he was gonna have his little alibi or whatever. But I answered the phone, y'all. Oh my goodness, this is the dumbest thing ever. But we had a long conversation, and I was just like, you gotta be more careful. I was like, I'm not linking up with you no more because this is drama. It's giving drama. Like, that was just for me on my own end to be like, yeah, sis, chill out, chill out. If you look, he took. Okay, no, I'm just playing. But I was just like, that was just something on my own, and it wasn't for her to, you know, for her to find out or for her to see or for me to try to wave it in her face or anything like that. I was like, yeah, nah, that went a little bit too far. So let me tell y'all how these dudes ain't. Okay, we having this long deep conversation about relationships and cheating and how, you know, we got to do better and all this other stuff, and just in general, or like, you know, he's trying to figure out if he needs to be single because this is not working out. She's always going through his stuff, there's no trust, and you know, he be coming home late at night because he hates going home and all this other stuff. And before we got off the phone, he was like, but yeah, so like, you know, you owe me some pussy. Yeah, these dudes these dudes really be a whole joke out here, really disrespectful, really violating. Because why would you say that? Why would you say that after you just got caught cheating, y'all? When I was like, boy, you really got some serious issues, some really serious issues, really serious. Like, what is wrong with you? So we ended up getting off the phone after that, and yeah, that was like a wrap. I was like, nah, like, you overdoing it. Honestly, I would love to say that they went on to live happily ever after, but like, he went on to ruin her life for maybe like 3 or 4 more years after that. Maybe like 3 or 4 more years after that. And then like during that whole time, like, we was still kind of staying in touch. Maybe we would go a couple of months without talking, but we was kind of still staying in touch. Erica and the guy that I was like dating at this time, they had like mutual people that they knew, and she had ended up telling the guy that I was dating at that time, like, yeah, you need to get your girl because she talks to Benjamin. And so like, he ended up like pressing me about it, like, yeah, you talking to Benjamin? Like, yeah, like this girl telling me like you talking to Benjamin. And I'm already knowing who's saying it because nobody would be able to say that, you know. And then I was like, yeah, nah, why would I be talking to Benjamin? Why would I do that? And I unfollowed her on Instagram, and honestly to this day she still follows me. Let me see if which honestly I never blocked her because like, you a weirdo and I'm gonna just let you stay a weirdo. But let me see, I want to say she still follows me on look at this, y'all. Instagram got a little high tech, y'all, but you can still see that it says follow back when I go to her page. So she definitely still follows me. So if you see this, boom, hey Shirley. But anyway, y'all, that is the end of this story time. I feel like I had to leave out certain pieces for the sake of like me being young and dumb, and maybe I shouldn't have done some of the things that, I don't know, we linked up a couple of times. We linked up a couple of times in there. I don't want to incriminate myself for like the guy I was dating at the time or anything like that, but like, yeah, we linked up a couple times. That was my homie and everything. But yeah, I can't even really say how it ended because everybody gonna know who it's about. But yeah, I'm gonna just end the story there, y'all. Thank y'all for watching this video. Make sure I give it a thumbs up if y'all enjoyed it, and make sure y'all are subscribed to my channel because I have way more story times. I was writing them down and I was like, okay, I got a few things, you know, a couple of fights, beat a bitch up. But yeah, I got a couple of stories to tell y'all, so make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram, add me on Snapchat, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.